फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट।
Hello everyone, you're watching Cricket Next. I'm Suramya Kaushik. It's time for big match India-Australia. But before that, it's very important for all of us to discuss the qualification scenarios. Before the Super 8 stage, we were talking about Group 2 as the group of death. But here, Group 1 has become so interesting that any team can qualify for the Super 8s now. Now, before the Super 8s, I know that you all must be wondering that it'll be India-Australia, but it's not that easy, especially after how Afghanistan defeated Australia. It's going to be real fun to watch out which two teams will qualify for the semi-finals from this group, because India-Australia match matters a lot. Because if this match will be washed out, then Australia will be in real trouble. But what will happen? Let's talk it out with Taus Rizvi, our expert. He's here with all the qualification scenarios. ताउस सोचा था ग्रुप 2 में कुछ ना कुछ ऊपर नीचे होगा. ग्रुप 2 के तो सेमीफाइनलिस्ट तैयार बैठे हैं, साउथ अफ्रीका, इंग्लैंड. ग्रुप 1 में अभी तहलका मच रहा है.
Absolutely. I mean, just look at that, the way, like, especially after this Afghanistan's win over Australia. I mean, not many expected. We thought India and Australia are the most favorite to qualify, but here that dynamics has changed completely. Yeah. I mean, so what happens if it's a washout today? Because it's raining right now. I'm just watching the reports. It's keep on, the rains are keep on coming in, and like it's pouring like hell. I saw the morning reports. I saw the
Yeah.
reports in the morning. I saw the videos in the morning. It was raining heavily. So it's going to create opportunities for all the teams. Actually, there are chances that India might also not qualify if Afghanistan wins and Australia wins, and then the other factors come in. I mean, this is a confusing thing. I hope match happens and India makes it to the finals, because it's going to be. I mean, even if the match happens and we lose, then it's going to be shameful for us, because Afghanistan has defeated Australia. Remember that. I mean, I can't see that India losing to Australia, where Afghanistan has gone easily to beat them. I mean, this is going to be a really fun game today. I hope it happens. I hope it doesn't rain, because it's going to make a lot more complex. Because I mean, once it's just show the things here, what's going to happen. I mean, I just saw the whole graphic and I'm like confused.
Yeah,
It's become a comedy now.
surprise for all. Because there are endless qualification scenarios, and any two teams can qualify for the semi-finals. But before that, let me tell everyone that if India versus Australia match will be a washout match, if the match will get abandoned, then Australia will be in real trouble, because Australia will have to look for the other teams. And if Afghanistan win over Bangladesh, then it's going to be India and Afghanistan in the semi-finals, and Australia will be knocked out of the tournament. But given all the details and all the stats we have different qualification scenarios. First up, what if Australia and Afghanistan win? यानी कि क्या होगा अगर अफगानिस्तान इंडिया से जीत जाता है, और सॉरी ऑस्ट्रेलिया इंडिया से जीत जाता है, एंड अफगानिस्तान बांग्लादेश से. there's so many scenarios, and just you just can't put it straight कि कौन सी टीम्स जाएंगी. ताउस ऑस्ट्रेलिया अफगानिस्तान जीतते हैं, फिर क्या होगा?
I mean, yeah, I mean, this is beautiful graphic that you've put up right now. Australia win by a run. Can you imagine? Even by a run, it's going to be difficult. Afghanistan will by a 30. Okay, they'll have to defeat them by 36 runs to move ahead of Australia. So it's all about run rate. Basically, Australia have it easy. Might have it by, in a very, they can easily win. They have chances. Their victory margins doesn't have to be bigger than, while Afghanistan will have to fight it out, because 36, these are close games. If you saw recent games, a lot of things are happening. These are close games. You won't see big margins. You won't see teams winning by huge number of wickets. No, there are no chances like that. So the kind of wickets that there are in West Indies, I think they're going to be close games, and I don't want Australia. I'm bored of watching Australia make it to the finals, yeah, and winning it every time you see Australia. It becomes boring. I want Afghanistan and also India. And here again, I would say, if the match happens and if India loses, then I'm going to get a bucket of water and drown in it, because I can't stand that anymore. Yeah. because we have been the best team right out there. Although our tests have been against some smaller
Yeah.
teams, some, with all due respect to Bangladesh and Afghanistan, but Australia is the biggest, the toughest of all. And the other match against Afghanistan, that was I hope that wasn't just another. I mean, it wasn't by fluke that they lost. I hope it is. I hope they repeat the same gesture against India and lose wickets at regular internal intervals like they did against Afghanistan. I hope something like that happens. But what if Australia will? Okay, last ball. If Australia
So
win run chase, that is
तो
something
एक्चुअली
interesting.
सिंपल सा है ऑस्ट्रेलिया और अफगानिस्तान को लेकर। अफगानिस्तान को बड़े मार्जिन से जीतने की कोशिश करनी चाहिए बांग्लादेश के खिलाफ, बिकॉज दैट विल हेल्प देयर नेट रन रेट टू गेट बेटर देन ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलिया। सो अफगानिस्तान को बड़े मार्जिन से जीतना है, वहीं ऑस्ट्रेलिया को ये देखना होगा कि हम भी कैसे जीत सकते हैं इंडिया से। But I completely agree. The kind of performance Australia showcased the other day against Afghanistan, it was below par. They did really poor job in the field. Number of drop catches, number of misfields. So अगर वो ऐसे ही continue करते हैं इंडिया के खिलाफ, for sure they're not going to win this one. But if they improve from what they did against Afghanistan, then obviously Australia will pose a tough challenge in front of India. So that's one thing.
They're
But
quick run.
hmm,
They're quick learners. I mean, they don't repeat. You
yeah,
you will hardly see these guys repeat their mistakes because they know exactly what is at stake. I mean, if you saw what happened in the 2023 World Cup, we Australia lost to us, and they were
yeah.
not looking in great shape till the final. I mean, suddenly you saw final, but then I think Travis Head holds the key. I mean, that is where you have to stop. Otherwise, these guys, the people, the other batters are not very consistent, and they're not even convincing to me at least, because Travis Head is somebody who takes the game away. You saw in 2023, you saw in the IPL what he did exactly, how difficult it was bowlers to handle him. But then we still have the bowlers, right? We have the best of the lineup bowling attack, which has helped Team India make it through the through to the group stage, and now we are on like close to the semi-finals. So it's all about that one man. And if we get that man again, I mean, it's not just about one man; it's a team game. Suddenly,
Yeah,
you never know the Australians. Yeah, they might
yeah.
crop up from anywhere, anybody. Even an Adam Zampa might come and score those winning runs. You never know with these Australians. They are true fighters. But and we saw the fighting spirit of Afghanistan the other day. Like they have that Australia kind of Australian kind of nature where they do push that extra hard, except against like the way they put up those contests, the fight that they put up, they have the firepower. But the Australia, they are not just they don't just have the passion and the firepower. It's the experience that they have. I mean, over the years, they have the experience of winning the titles for so many years. They have done it, and they will go in with some kind of confidence. Again, Pat Cummins, he'll have some kind of he will be keen not as a captain. Obviously, Mitchell Marsh is the leader, but he will be keen to be part of the T20 World Cup. Imagine one full season from Test match to ODIs to winning the T20s. It's going to be like life is coming full circle and winning all the formats. I
Obviously,
don't
for
want to
Pat
see that. I
Cummins'
don't want to see
style,
that.
he got into the record books after two back-to-back hat tricks. So obviously that's a great achievement. He must be riding high on confidence, and Australia must be thinking to bounce back in the tournament and then qualify for the semi-finals. They have done this time and again. Even in the ODI World Cup 2023, they lost a few matches and then they did phenomenally well in the knockout stage. So today's match is like a knockout game for Australia, because if they lose against India, it's highly likely that Australia will be knocked out of the tournament. It's going to be India and Afghanistan in the semi-finals. So it's a big match for the Australian side. But we were just talking about Australia and Afghanistan, how Australia and Afghanistan need to win and how they can qualify for the semi-finals. But there is one thing here in the qualification scenarios, that even after two wins in the Super 8 stage, India have a chance of getting knocked out of the tournament, because if Australia and Afghanistan beat their opponents by huge margins, then these two teams will qualify for the Super 8s, which I see it's a highly unlikely situation. Afghanistan beating Bangladesh by at least 83 runs, it's going to be unreal. And then Australia beating India by 41 runs or more. So, both the things to happen simultaneously in the Super 8s with Group 1, I think it's bit of an unlikely kind of situation. You really don't expect such miracles to happen time and again. So, not so sure, but yes, Team India is really not so safe for the semi-finals as of now. We'll have to wait and watch for their game against Australia. Yes,
It's
Tavs.
not about just miracles, Suramya, but I think it's more about the wickets also. I mean, it's not easy to score runs. I mean, and then bundle them out. The run scoring spree is quite difficult. For example, even if you see like 83 runs, Afghanistan score 83 runs and then bowl them out for zero, or maybe 183 runs, bowl them out for 100. It's impossible because wickets are not favoring the batters. It's all about spinners. It's all about bowlers. It's all about
Yeah,
people, bowlers, fast bowlers who can, who have the variation. So, see, Afghanistan is still a very, very good side. Yeah, it's
yeah,
Bangladesh.
amazing.
It's
Yeah.
not a, it's not a small side. I mean, we saw the potential that they have.
Else,
Batting,
we
they
have
will be
to
keen.
agree. Bangladesh have been really disappointing in the Super 8 stage, especially the batting. It has been so shoddy that anyone, any team from any group, be it Group 1 or Group 2, anything can beat Bangladesh at this moment because they are so.
Their bowlers are good. Their bowlers are good.
Yeah,
Their bowlers are
same thing
extremely
is
good.
happening with Afghanistan as well. Their openers are good. Their middle order is just out of place.
Absolutely.
But
See, that is
but
one
they
of the
both
reasons.
are good.
One of the reasons I'm expecting that Afghanistan may not be able to qualify, and why Australia, because they have convincingly beaten. Okay, so if Australia loses today, then they have only one match, right? They have one only against Bangladesh. If Afghanistan wins, then Afghanistan qualify. So
No,
easily, I mean,
Taos. No, Taos. Australia have already played Bangladesh.
yeah, Australia have beaten Bangladesh,
Yeah,
right?
they have beaten
Australia,
Bangladesh.
and they have
Afghanistan
lost
have
to
beat
Afghanistan.
Aus- no. So, Australia, they have already played two matches before. They won over Bangladesh. They lost to
Yeah,
Afghanistan. Today is the
Afghanistan. Yeah.
decider. If they lose to India, they
They're
will
out.
be they will be knocked out of the tournament.
Absolutely, yeah. So
And
that is
there,
something I'm waiting for,
Afghanistan
right?
is
And
against
Afghanistan
Bangladesh.
qualifies.
Yeah,
Afghanistan qualifies. Also, I mean, see, Afghanistan have lost to India. They have defeated Australia. Again, they will be back to 1-1. Because Bangladesh, if they don't beat Bangladesh, again the scenario will be India qualifying. Then the
yeah,
matchup will be between the three teams. That is what I'm
yeah.
talking about. Then the
Yeah.
net run rate comes between the three teams: Australia, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh. So I hope something like this happens, and then it creates India easily qualifies, but then it creates a great tension between the three teams. And see, that is where we are going to. Afghanistan will qualify for the semis. Exactly.
सो
So
देखो
that is
अगर
something.
इंडिया जीता है और उधर अफगानिस्तान बांग्लादेश के बीच में अफगानिस्तान जीता है देन इट्स प्रीटी मच क्लियर फॉर ऑल ऑफ अस कि इंडिया और अफगानिस्तान जाएगा फॉर दैट मैटर अगर इंडिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया से जीता है तो आपको एक सेमीफाइनलिस्ट तो आज ही मिल रहा है ग्रुप 1 से विच इज इंडिया फिर आप सेकंड का देखोगे और सेकंड डिपेंड करता है अफगानिस्तान और बांग्लादेश के मैच में इफ
Absolutely.
बांग्लादेश विन then it'll come to the net run rates. If Afghanistan win, then Afghanistan will qualify. And that's what I'm talking about. If today India win, then they will move to the semi-finals. But if Bangladesh will win, then net run rate will decide the second team from the group. Australia, with a net run rate of 0.223, are currently best placed among the three teams. लेकिन आपको ये नहीं पता कि अफगानिस्तान और बांग्लादेश का मैच कितना क्लोज जाएगा और वहां पर नेट रन रेट पे क्या फर्क पड़ेगा. So that's one thing. But let's put it straight. We have another scenario as well, and that scenario is of Australia and Bangladesh win. So if India and Australia are the two teams of the group, and if Australia win and Bangladesh win, then it's gonna be Australia and India. क्योंकि यहाँ पर ऑस्ट्रेलिया आज जीतेगा तो दो मैचेस वो जीत जाएंगे इंडिया ऑलरेडी दो मैचेस जीत चुका है सो दो टीम्स जो दो दो मैचेस जीत जाएंगे वो जाएंगे सेमीफाइनल्स में so I think it's going to be an interesting affair, but I'll sum it up for all our viewers. India Australia match, there's one match. The other match is Afghanistan and Bangladesh match. Afghanistan really need to win over Bangladesh to qualify. India have already set their foot in the semi-finals, so they really need to win. But even if they don't win against Australia, then also they'll go to the semi-finals. But तब ये देखना होगा कि दूसरी टीम क्या जीती है. अगर दूसरी टीम जीतती है, वो अगर बांग्लादेश होती है, तो बाकी सारे टीम्स के नेट रन रेट पर सवाल उठेगा. अगर वहां से अफगानिस्तान जीतती है, सो इट विल बी अफगानिस्तान. सो अफगानिस्तान और ऑस्ट्रेलिया के पॉइंट्स नेट रन रेट पे क्वालिफिकेशन सिनेरियो डिपेंड करेगा. बट स्ट्रेट थिंग इज कि आज इंडिया को जीतना चाहिए, so that they remain unbeaten in the tournament and then they qualify for the semi-finals. And wahan par Afghanistan agar jeeti hai, so it's going to be India and Afghanistan for the semi-finals. So this is that, but it's not that simple. I think I've tried to sum it up, Taos, but I am really thinking of the other scenarios also. क्योंकि अगर आज बारिश होती है तो फिर इंडिया जाएगी और ऑस्ट्रेलिया वेट करेगी कि अफगानिस्तान ना जीते बांग्लादेश से, so that Australia can go. Oh my God,
In
this
fact,
group
yeah,
one.
I would prefer Afghanistan make it to the. That is my second thing. I would want to see a net run rate contest between these three teams. Otherwise, my second option is like India and Afghanistan, because it makes a great day कि Afghanistan loses to Bangladesh, and although it makes a khichdi out of it, but then what a scenario. I mean, imagine there will be so many heartbreaks there, so many heartbreaks. But Afghanistan is what I prefer. It's high time that
Exactly.
Australia is kicked out. Sorry, due
See,
respect, just that I don't want Australia. I'm bored.
no. But Australia is a team, they know how to, win knockouts. They have clearly done that. Now, this is one scenario which is highly likely. If India and Afghanistan win, then India and Afghanistan will be through. If India and Bangladesh win, so we are expecting India to win over Australia today. This is the scenario which stands then. हम मान के चल रहे हैं कि आज इंडिया जीतेगा और अगर उधर से अफगानिस्तान जीतेगा तो अफगानिस्तान इंडिया जाएंगे. अगर दूसरे मैच से बांग्लादेश जीतेगा, देन इट विल कम टू द नेट रन रेट. सो दैट्स वन थिंग. एंड अगर आज ऑस्ट्रेलिया जीतता है तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया और इंडिया क्वालिफाई करेंगे, क्योंकि बांग्लादेश ने अभी तक एक भी मैच नहीं जीता है और अफगानिस्तान भी हार चुका होगा, तो उनके पास भी एक ही जीत होगी. सो इट विल बी प्रीटी इजी. But if Australia win by a big margin and Afghanistan win by a big margin, then it'll be a tough call in the group one. So that's an interesting scenario. Well, let's wait and watch. And as I said at the beginning of this video, that if rain plays a spoil sport, then India are through to the semi-finals, and most likely Afghanistan will make it to the semi-finals if Afghanistan win over Bangladesh. Thus, isn't it interesting how this group has become? I think it's become so interesting.
Absolutely. And I was not expecting South Africa to qualify the way they played throughout. I mean, suddenly they picked up from nowhere. They are suddenly looking one of the best sides, one of the top contenders for winning the World Cup.
Yeah, but with South Africa, all their wins have been like scratchy wins, like
Exactly.
edge of the seat thriller, I can say. For example, the match they played against England,
Last.
England needed some 30 odd runs in 20 balls, and it seemed that England will win it easily, they'll chase it easily, but that didn't happen. South Africa won that match. So all their wins in the group stage, they won by 4 runs over Bangladesh, they won by a single run over Nepal. So if we see South Africa's victories in the T20 World Cup, they all have been one-sided. But what will happen in the semi-finals, only time will tell, because it's just a matter of a single match in the semi-finals. It's a knockout game. So we're just expecting, we are hoping, we are praying for India to win over Australia, because that will heal so many wounds of 19th November 2023. And as you said, I know it's not a good thing to say, but yes, Indian fans do want Australia to get knocked out of this T20 World Cup, because they're done with Australia. Australia have definitely given a lot of wounds to the Indian fans, and they don't want Australia to be in the semi-finals now. So let's wait and watch. But you keep your eyes on, because from Group 1, it can either be India-Australia in the semifinals, or it can be India-Afghanistan. Well, that's that from our side. Thanks a lot, Taus, for joining with me and helping us understand what khichdi is there in this group one, और हम खिचड़ी को कैसे अच्छे से सर्व कर सकते हैं अगर आज इंडिया जीती है ऑस्ट्रेलिया पे. Thanks a lot, Taus. We'll see you soon.
It's more of a pulao. It's become a pulao now. I mean, from whatever it started off as a khichdi, now Suramay, you have explained it so well. It's become a pulao and a good pulao to eat right now. We can easily relish it.
Well, let's hope so. Well, thanks a lot, Taus. I'll see you again in another video or another live in a few minutes. Thanks a lot.
फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट.